Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Piano Bar Live with your host, Mr. Michael McAssey.
Hey, welcome to Tuesday night. Very happy that you've all joined us. No one to talk with, all by myself. No one to walk with, but I'm happy I'm chill. Ain't misbehaving. I'm saving my love for. I'm so alone. I know for certain the one I love. I'm through flirting. It's just you I'm thinking of naked. All of it ain't misbehaving. I'm saving my love for you. Like Jack Horner in the corner. Don't go nowhere. What do I care? Your kisses are worth waiting for. Believe me, I don't stay out late, don't get to go. I'm home about 8, just me and my HBO and Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus and Bravo and I don't even remember anymore. They just all run together. This is the part of the song where I tinkle my instrument. Please use at home. Feel free to tinkle yours. I think I broke a nail. Like Jack Horner in the corner. Don't go nowhere. What do I care? Your kisses are worth waiting for. While we're waiting. I don't stay out late, don't care to go. I'm home about 8, just me and a bit. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Dance for grandma, ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you. And your boyfriend and his wife. Hello, everybody. Thunderous applause. I am just assuming that the rafters are ringing with the sound of your applause. Welcome to Piano Bar Live. It's Tuesday night at 7:15 New York time. We start at 7:15 so that at 7 o'clock we can salute our heroes, first responders, and everybody who's working to keep everybody safe and fed. And, you know, we're all in this together. So we're just glad to bring you a little joy, a little fun, a little laughter, and some music. And I'd like to get right into things. I would like to bring up my first guest, a friend of mine. We have been rehearsing his cabaret act that was going to be at Don't Tell Mama for about, I think, 6 months, just in time to be postponed. But I would like to bring up my guest. His name is Brian Tom O'Connor. Please welcome him to the stream.
Hey, Matt.
Hi, Brian. What's happening? Oh, you have a lovely Chinese screen. Is that a Chinese screen behind you?
Yeah, well, it's in keeping with the Zen of Show Tunes, which was the show that we were going to do in April, but it got postponed due to this nutty pandemic thing.
Yes, I didn't say your show. When we met and you told me the title, and I was like, okay. Well, I'm a musical whore, so I'll play whatever you want. And then we got into it. And you, my friend, have some of the craziest material I've ever. And so I would just like, it was a joy to play. And I think I've stolen half your act so far. But right now, neither of us can do it anywhere. So what does it matter?
Well, you're welcome.
I would like you to do a song that it's from the very not well-known flop musical, So Long 174th Street, that starred Robert Morse. It was based on the play Enter Laughing, and then it was retooled, and I saw it at the York Theater and a couple places. They got the name back, so it's now called Enter Laughing Musical. Now, in it is a very famous song called The Butler's Song that very obscure, but everybody knew it. And David, who was the original?
George S. Irving.
My God, yes. George S. Irving, and I saw him do it at many a benefit. He made that song famous and his own for many, many years. And David Schramm, who we just lost last week, did it at the York Theater. And it's a great number. You have a little twist on it, however. Give me the setup of the original and then your setup, and let's do it.
Well, in the original, a young man is fantasizing being a very famous movie star, but it all takes place in the 1930s, so it's filled with references to movie stars for the 1930s. So you and I have taken some liberties, shall we say.
And the gender of those movie stars of the 30s?
They were all female in the original.
Yes.
However, we kind of, took liberties. We gayified it, let's say. Did I give anything away?
No.
I never give anything away, darling.
I'm going to say, sell it, baby, sell it. And speaking of selling it, Brian Tom O'Connor with the Butlers.
Hello. Yes, this is the residence of Michael McAssey, the famous actor and pianist. No, this is Marlowe, the butler. Who's calling, please? Mr. Cooper. Bradley or Chris? Bradley, I see. No, I'm sorry. Mr. McAssey can't come to the phone right now. Pardon? What? Yes, of course I can tell you why not. He's screwing Benicio del Toro. That is why he cannot speak to you. He's screwing Benicio del Toro and may not be disturbed till he's through. No, he can't call you back at 5:30. At 5:30, he humps Brian that. Then James Franco at 7, Tom Cruise at 11, and somewhere between them, Chris Pratt. No, tomorrow I fear is no better. He hooks up with Hugh Jackman at 10, Ryan Gosling at 1, Colin Farrell, Tim Gunn, half an hour for dinner, and then he's booked solid till midnight, at which time it's Benicio del Toro again. Yes, I could set you up an appointment, but the waiting list's endless, I fear. Jared Leto's been waiting 6 months now, Travolta for over a year. No, next Friday's out of the question. No one's cancelled since I don't know when. Mr. Damon is on deck, and next Mr. Affleck. No, Casey, on Tuesday it's Ben. No, next Wednesday you haven't a hope, sir. He shoots Adam Driver at 4. Then Chris Evans, Chris Pine, and then 9:30 he bangs Chiwetel Ejiofor. Then as usual, just as a nightcap, it's Benicio del Toro encore. Oh, there might be an opening in April. If you promise you won't take too long, you'd go right after Ewan McGregor and come just before BD Wong. Oh, no, wait, that's not any good either. It's crossed out and rewritten down there. There's Brad Pitt, and at noon he must go meet George Clooney. They're doing it up in the air. Please, it's hopeless to weep, Mr. Cooper, and it's useless to threaten to sue. You can rave, you can rant, Mr. McAssey can't come and talk on the phone till he's through. He's screwing Benicio del Toro. Frankly, he's just not that into you. Happy birthday, Steve. Oh, sorry, wrong show. Happy Cinco de Mayo, Mac and Scott and Tony and Michael and Bobby and Diana and everybody at Piano Bar Live.
Thank you. Tequila! I thank you for putting me in the song. I guess I've been outed.
I guess yes, it was David Kolowitz in the original, but Michael McAssey scanned just perfectly.
Well, I'm so glad I scanned. I'm so glad you were here, and I share with you my margarita, which matches my backdrop. And thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon, my friend. Have a good night. Bye. That man's crazy. I would like to bring up a gentleman you sometimes see and sometimes go, who that guy? He is our associate producer, and quite frankly, he is running the board. He takes care of everybody being in the green room and sound checks. Please welcome Tony Javed.
Hey, Michael, how you doing? Sounding great so far.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. You know, it's just my little section to kind of do a few announcements. So I'll bring you back in a second once I get through the info that I want everyone to know.
I'll
See you
drink
soon. Excellent. Hey, everybody. Again, this, is Tony Javed, associate producer for this weekly shindig that we call Piano Bar Live. I want to thank you all for taking time out of your Cinco de Mayo to take a little time to connect with live music. I don't want to forget the man who brought us all together, Scott Barberino. He sees all, he hears all. In fact, he's in the feed. So you probably want to just give him a little shout, say hi, and he'll be chatting everybody up down there. I also just wanted to give a special welcome to our new YouTube audience. Yes, for the first time we are doing YouTube Live in addition to Facebook Live. So, it just continues to grow. And why does it continue to grow? How does it continue to grow? Well, it has to do a lot with you guys. So I just want to thank you for everyone who has given. If you can give to support the work and keep us growing and exploring new ways to connect with live music as we're all doing, please give us your support. But the biggest support is just you being here. We really can't thank you enough. And I think that's enough of my shtick. You're here to see the show go on. So let's have the show go on and bring back Mr. McAssey. Mac, you ready to introduce our... Hi.
Hi.
You ready to introduce our next exciting guest?
Well, I am.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right. I'll see you later.
Bye. So the cool part of when Scott Barberino approached me with this idea of starting all of this was to round up a lot of us that used to do the piano bars and cabarets in the early days, the 80s and 90s up to now, and also share with the people that are doing it now, younger kids. I coach at Pace University, so I've got students that I bring because they're unbelievably talented. And Scott is associated with Ellen Stardust Diner, where the singing waiters are all aspiring Broadway performers. So it's a great mix of the pros, the seasoned professionals. I didn't call you guys old. So that's a terrible setup for my old friend, but one of my dearest friends, a gentleman that we spent many a night at either Don't Tell Mama or 88 or any cabaret or piano bar. He moved to LA years ago, and for I think 16 years was the accompanist and associate music director for American Idol. So if you ever watched American Idol, you've seen him. He was associated with Radio City, the Christmas show, for many, many years. Please welcome my good buddy, Mr. Michael Orland.
Oh, hello. How are you?
How are you?
So good. I'm so excited to be here with you. I watched your show from LA when it was on, with an audience at Brandy's, another bar we played at. I know, another fun bar we played at, but those piano bar days, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I don't know if I appreciated it as much back then when we were in it, but when I look back on it,
yeah, I don't think any of us did. Now it's it was quite.
That was
incredible.
A lot of years ago. I met our next guest. We were just talking about it last night. in October of 1981. We're going on 40 years. And we're not even 45 yet. I don't get it, Michael.
I don't know how that happens. But so quickly though, when did you move to LA? Do you remember the year?
I moved to LA at the end of 86, January 87. I got my first apartment here, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to try it for a little bit, and I've been here since then, and I can't even believe it. I went back to New York a lot. I went back for when 88 started, and I still come back. I was supposed to be playing at Susie Mosier's lineup show tonight. I was supposed to be at Birdland with Susie Mosier.
I love that show. We're in the. Well, yeah, she's on Tuesday. Jim Caruso is on Monday nights late. Susie is on Tuesday nights late in a normal world. Now that we're all streaming, we've moved a little earlier. We've shifted days so that everybody can see everybody else, and it's like I mean, it's great. At first, I thought, what the heck? There's just too much to watch. But then you start looking, going, no, this is all good because how much Netflix can you do? Although I do enjoy it.
What's so funny is that. Like, I have to just give a shout out because our friend Celeste Simone is watching, who's our closest. We love her, but it's because of her that I met our next guest. It's because of her that I met Rob and Irv and Bruce Hopkins at the Duplex and started working there. It's all because of her, and she's watching. And
well, good. Hi, Celeste. Hi, so Celeste. Speaking of our next guest, now I can't remember which one of you I met first. It just seems like we all met about the same time, and it just We all worked at either 88. Well, for a while there, everybody had a night at Brandy's, a night at the Duplex, a night at Mama's. And just it was like a circuit. But would you please welcome to join Mike and I, the fabulous and sorely missed Miss Amy Ryder.
Woo!
Hi, honey.
Hi, Aim. Hi, Aim.
How you guys?
I love seeing your faces. It's this is really like. I know there's an audience out there, but right now I'm just like, hi, you guys. Although we could probably Zoom later and leave everybody else out of it.
Amy and I live around the corner from each other, and I have not seen her since this whole thing started. And I miss all the meals, the home cooked meals. I miss that Suzette's getting all on her own right now.
Hi, Suzette.
You want to stick your face in there? You want to see it?
I told her I'd give her $100 if she streaked across the screen.
My mouth is full of food. Wait.
Hi, Sue.
Hi, Suzette. Hi, honey.
Love you guys.
I love your faces. All right.
I was sitting in the kitchen, so.
All right, good. So, do you two remember where you were when you met the first time you guys ended up working together?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I lived in the Village in my apartment, and Amy was somebody told you about me. Was it Celeste called? Yeah.
Celeste. I was working with Bobby Bloom, and he had gotten ill. He was one of the first AIDS victims, and we didn't know it then. But, then time told us. And I was doing singing telegrams as Mae West.
That's how she was making her little side money.
And I asked poor Michael, I went to his apartment in the Village, and I said,
well, first we sang, and she's like, great, you're great, you're great. Now, would you help me mind putting this corset on? I have to go do a singing telegram. And she proceeded to undress, and I was like, we're friends. We're bonded now. We're bonded.
That a girl. I love that. You're gonna do a song by another great friend of ours, Mr. Rick Benson, and a song that well, you set it up, and I'm going to go away. And ladies and gentlemen, Miss Amy Ryder.
I'm going to set this up. Okay. I'm just hoping that the speaker works. So this is a song that Rick Jensen wrote a long time ago, and I'm just hoping that I can sing it and get through it. So enjoy. In passing years, it'll all look the same, and just the names will change. We all will love too many times, but just the friends remain. And so these things I'll say to you over tea for two on a wasted day. When two friends meet and share, I hope it's you that still care. In passing years, we'll speak of truth and things we've learned since youth. Youth bears no age, only the stage, the lines, the first embrace. And so with that two people meet, and they fall in love, one strong, one weak. But soon it's clear they must contend with honesty to find an end. Some endings sad, some endings glad, some strong, but most are weak. We'll sit with ours in a closing bar, no games, just friends remain. And so these things I'll say to you over tea for two on a wasted day. When two friends meet and share, I hope it's you that still will care.
Okay, sorry. I'm like, I love that song. I love your voice. Is not just I miss that voice. I miss your face. Thank you for doing that. Rick Jensen's another one of our good buddies from Piano Bar days. And just for everyone at home, Michael Orland made that track. Now that we're in this whole new genre, and so like same thing. For some of our guests, I will record their song, send it to them. Like Michael did this for Amy, and it would just like, I can't tell you what it means to see the two of your faces right now, and that song. So I'm like, this is just awesome.
Celeste just texted me that Celeste is crying, everybody. Celeste is crying. She just
tell her to join the club. No, I know.
Hard. That song gets harder and harder to get through as the years go on.
I still do it. Half the time is a late song because the whole thing about we'll sit with ours in a closing bar, no games, just friends remain. 40 years later, kids, that's exactly what we're doing. And for you young kids, you got plenty of time to work out. Thank you, my love. I'm going to keep Mr. Orland. We're going to say goodbye to Ms. Ryder and Suzanne.
You, Amy.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you so much.
We're going to Zoom. We need to Zoom. I need to talk to you all. Okay. Love you.
That'd be good.
Thank you.
Love you too. Bye.
We do a little, she does little dinner parties, and I can make her sing at her piano, but we miss it. And she's not on the social media; she's on the anti-social media, and but it's so fun I'm so glad you asked her to do that. It was really meaningful and fun.
You suggested, and it's like we've talked every couple of years. Touch base. People are always asking me whatever where's Amy, and when you half mentioned it, I was like, I would kill, but I know. When some people are like, I'm not doing that anymore. I love you. I'll watch it, and I'm so glad she did it. And the minute we had sound check and she opened her mouth, I was just like,
yeah,
I cried through the sound check. So it was a little better during the actual song.
I know.
So I love that you did that. You and I have a mutual friend, although you knew him longer than I did. And our next guest that we're going to bring up is a gentleman I spent a good seasons in Puerto Vallarta with this gentleman, and I love him. You've had more extensive work with him and from American Idol. So would you please welcome our next guest, David Hernandez.
Well, guess what? I am not David Hernandez.
Well, hello.
I sorry to disappoint, but he seems to have dropped out of the feed here. Yes,
like
I just
I
noticed
did in
that.
college.
See that? Well,
you lose him?
we did. So, but
I just text him.
Great.
It might have been.
Play some four-handed.
Yes.
Well, we can't because there's a delay.
I know. Story of my life.
If only. Well,
That's
listen.
Delay.
So, would you like to shuffle things around a little bit?
Here he comes.
Oh, sure. The big. Well, you know what? He's not even gonna get a trio. He's gonna have to get a quartet, I think, for a second there.
All right. His times were all off. He's living in different time zones.
Right.
He's young. He's young.
And Amy and Wendy Engelberg told me to let you know that the Bleens are available anytime for Piano Bar Live.
Oh my God. Tell them yes. Because we're getting with Barbarino and Barbieri, the Bev Naps are going to make a comeback as well.
Oh my God, I love it.
We are
okay.
If we can only find JQ and the Bandits.
Well, our audience is really on top of it too. As Jimmy here, he's got it all right. It's all about the drama of live.
That's right.
And we're adding to it. So thank you for noticing, Jimmy. We really appreciate it.
Well, I love the fact we were talking earlier. All the different shows I've been watching, Seth's, James, everybody, it happens. And then somebody pops on and goes, here, let's fix this. And it's good.
And guess who's back? I'm going to pop him in as soon as I see his handsome face. There it is. You're coming in. Here he is.
Oh, you made it. You're on. He doesn't know he's on yet.
He doesn't know he's on.
Hi.
Now
you're live.
Sorry.
You're live.
I'm on West Coast time. I was getting the times confused.
Did you take a nap?
No, not at all.
Well, I'm going to pop out of here.
Cinco de Mayo dinner.
It's all good. We are. Thank you for popping on, and
delay,
I'm going to get out of here.
Not sure what that's about.
So, Michael and I have already talked about you. I said that we spent some time in Puerto Vallarta, and you guys met doing American Idol, and you're going to sing a song that the two of you wrote, and I'm going to go away now and let the two of you chat and set up your song. And thank you for doing this, both of you.
Thank you for having us.
We appreciate it.
That was.
So, David, tell the story. You basically called me up and
can't I hear you, Michael? Hold on. I don't know why I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me now?
Hold on. I can't hear you. I can't hear. I don't know.
All right, now you're muted now. Okay.
Are you
Tony?
there?
Yep. Can you hear me now?
I just thought I would.
Yeah, Tony, can you help us?
Trying to, yeah. I was just wondering if it was just you.
Yeah,
is Michael muted, or I can't hear him?
No, it's
okay,
you.
So we'll tell the story.
Yeah. One second, David. I'm just going to try popping you out and popping you back in, and we'll see if that works. Okay.
Yep.
We got all sorts of very high-tech tricks here.
That's right. And while you do that, I'll just tell you that David and I wrote this song. He literally said, hey, let's write a song. And we literally wrote it like in a half hour, and we recorded it.
Oh, no. Now it shows we're both muted. Oh, I'm going to pop back in.
Oh, my.
Okay.
All right.
That's how things... Well, tell the story. Come on. I'm giving you a...
We wrote the song, and then he came to... He literally called me up like a month ago. He goes, do you mind if I put this out on iTunes and whatnot? I said, no, do it. Do it. So it's now available on all platforms where you can buy or download digital music.
That's fantastic. We'll check that out. David, I see that you may be here. I'm going to pop you in, and we'll see if
he doesn't need to hear me. As long as
have a little magic. Let's see. Can you hear us?
All right.
Now can you hear me?
Fantastic.
Yes, I can hear you.
I'll let you just have a...
Oh, the show is running so late now. The show's running so late. I'm kidding.
So sorry, guys.
Oh, he's a tough customer. That Michael, he's a tough customer. I'll let you have a little goodbye, and then you can deliver that wonderful song. Okay, I'll see you in a little bit.
So this is a song David and I wrote. It's called Sorry, and I love it so much. And I was so happy when a month ago he said, do you mind if we release this? And I was like, do it. And his vocal is ridiculous. We literally wrote it, like, how long did it take us to write it?
I want to say maybe 45 minutes, really.
No, literally just came out of us.
The banter we normally have, it probably took us at least 45 minutes to write. But
and then he had this great producer and this amazing fiddle player, and that's how the acoustic one goes. And then you're going to do the full one right now?
I'm going to do the full one right now, yeah.
All right. So they're both available right now. David, take it away.
All right.
I wanna write you this letter. I'm trying hard to get better, so my heart flows from pen to paper. But forgiveness is not your answer. You say sorry, it's not enough. You've been waiting. My time is up. Tired of the pain of the fight. You don't wanna make it right. You say sorry. It's not enough. It's not enough. Yes. I let you hang without a goodbye. I know you called me a million times, but the space is what I needed. See, our wounds are still bleeding. You say sorry, it's not enough. You've been waiting. My time is up. Tired of the pain of the fight. Don't wanna give it one more try. You say sorry. It's not enough. It's not enough. I walk on broken glass, trying to heal the pain from the past. Look in your eyes, it's not the same. You're already gone. Baby. Look in your eyes, it's not the same. You're already gone. Woo! You say sorry. It's not enough. You
Well, I think we've lost David. Some technical. Yeah, we lost him, huh?
Yeah, we're experiencing technical difficulties there with him.
He has
So,
no idea.
Nope. But I'm gonna, you know what? I'm even gonna try to pop him in, pop him out one more time. What did I say? We're discovering new and exciting ways to connect with live music. So just hang on.
Good, yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing there, David. Yeah, it looks like he's having connectivity issues.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You there with me, Michael?
I'm with you. I'm looking at Dave.
Okay.
We can't. It's hard to tell when we lost his sound. We lost your sound.
Yeah.
I love you. We'll talk later. Well, you know, technical issues. Look what happened at Sondheim. No, that happens. And saying goodbye to Michael Orland, and thank you for putting that together. Yes, as we move on, we're discovering, I mean, we're all learning technical things that we never thought we'd need to do. And now it's a whole new world. So we discover how the sound, how it works, the connections, and every week we learn something new. And Tony and Scott keep on top of that. So we will just continue to go forward. I'm at the point in the show that I needed to just pay tribute. We lost a dear friend to the piano bar community last week, Mr. Rick Unterberg, who was at opening night of the Townhouse Bar in Manhattan and played there for 20 years. I had the great pleasure of I would do lead-in, where I would play the early set and then he'd take over and go into the night. I filled in for him every once in a while, and it just part of the Townhouse family. And we unfortunately lost him last week to the virus, and it's devastating. But he was conservatory trained. Our friend Jimmy Page mentioned that every time he would walk into the Townhouse, Rick would play his theme. And for a moment, I would like to play Jimmy Page's theme, not nearly as well as Rick Unterberg, but this is in tribute to our friend Rick. Rick Unterberg, we have a little bit of a clip. I would like you to just share a moment with us and salute our friend Rick.
Here we go. Nights long since you went away. I think about you all through the day, my buddy, your buddy misses you. And we sit in a bar and talk till 2 about life and love, as old friends do, and tell each other what we've been through, how love is rare, life is strange, nothing lasts, people change.
you. Rick Unterberg. I always make the joke, we bring you down, we bring you back up again, and that's exactly what we're here for. Another of the songs that Rick has surely played, all of us in the piano bars have played almost every song at one point or another in a million different ways. And so before I bring up my final guest, I would like to do a little tune that's a bit of a sing-along. This ought to work. It's going to be good. What good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Down the knitting, the book, and the broom. Time for a holiday, a really long holiday. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Come taste the wine. Come taste the band. Well, that's pretty much what happened when we're in the room with a live audience. Crickets. So I guess some things never change. Come blow your horn, start celebrating. Right this way, your table's waiting. No use permitting some prophet of doom to wipe every smile away. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Now here's the sing-along. Although for this particular song, you don't really have to sing at all. All you have to do is answer me by repeating the last word of every phrase as bitterly as you possibly can. It's easy, just like this. I used to have a girlfriend known as Elsie. Oh, that's good. I hardly had to beg at all. With whom I shared 4 sordid rooms in Chelsea. She wasn't what you'd call a blushing flower. As a matter of fact, she sold it by the hour. She was a hoe. Ho, 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 ho. Who you calling a hoe? The day she died, the neighbors came to snicker. Well, that's what comes from too much pills and liquor. Go ahead. It's open bar, open mic. You liquor, you brought her. Liquor, I don't even... Just remember, as I always say when we're in the club live, you did not have to pay a cover charge to get in. But stuff like this is the reason why. But when I saw her laid out like a queen, knowing you know, she was the happiest corpse I'd ever seen. I think of Elsie to this very day. I remember how she turned to me and said, what good is sitting all alone in your room? Who knew that's what we'd be doing? Come, hear the music play. Liza, thank you for watching. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. And as for me, I made my mind up back in Chelsea when actually, this is the part where I could use you to sing a little bit. If you wouldn't mind, at the end of the song, I'm usually very parched, and especially since it is Cinco de Mayo, and I have got a huge margarita waiting right here. If you wouldn't mind just singing When I Go, and hold the note go as long as you possibly can so that I can get a hit of hooch. Here are your notes. And the words are read out. When I go. Ready? And when I That was very good. I'm going like LC. All right, quarantine campers, big finish. Using I Spit. Start by admitting from grade to isn't that long a stay. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Only a cabaret, old chum. And I love a cabaret. Ladies and gentlemen, the Moron Tabernacle Choir at home. Thank you for that. I love doing that song in the club and messing with people, so I am just imagining that I've messed with most of you, because you probably just come on and went, this isn't Seth Rudetsky. No, it's Michael McAssey and Piano Bar Live. Okay, I've lost it a little bit, but I'm very excited because I get to bring up another good friend who's having one heck of a year. Well, until recently. We met when I was in Aspen, Colorado, working at the Crystal Palace. And she's been around and been very popular on the Broadway stage. Would you please welcome my good buddy, Miss Beth Malone?
I'm live. I'm alive.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. I put on mascara.
Oh, how dare you? Can I borrow some?
I could. If only it worked that way, where I could be like,
Photoshop, but we can barely figure out the sound on half of this yet. Photoshop will be later.
But seriously, this is a person who hasn't put on deodorant. So mascara is a big, it's a big jump.
I know. I've got no pants on right now. It's No Pants Tuesday.
That's the fun part about doing all of these room things. It's like, I'm not wearing pants. I don't have to wear pants to work.
You can't smell me anyway, so what does it matter? You're in Colorado right now, yes?
Yes. I'm in Aspen, in the Aspen area, Snowmass. And Shelly and I, as my wife, she and I have these ski condos that we can stay in the off season. We had all these ski rentals, just, call and cancel the day, everything broke. And so at least we had someplace to go. We booked our tickets as soon as Molly Brown closed. Molly Brown, I was on my way to work doing the Unsinkable Molly Brown off Broadway, and then they said, just don't come. And actually, don't ever come again. So weirdest way to close the show.
I know. We're going to talk about that in a minute. I'm going to start when we first met. We had both worked at the Crystal Palace in Aspen. You were there before me, but I just remember everybody in the cast talking about you. And then it was a big deal because they were doing a workshop of the musical version of Sister Act. And you were one of the leads, and we were like, and then, so you did the workshop, and then I don't know how much longer later you made your Broadway debut in Ring of Fire, yes?
Ring of Fire preceded Sister Act.
Oh,
so
it did?
One Ring of Fire, then I went and did Sister Act, and then I did it at Pasadena and the Alliance Theater, and by the time it went into New York, it kind of languished, being worked on, and also changing hands, the powers that be shifted a little bit. And by the time it went, I was fully 40 years old, and I was playing the young vicious. So a woman, very talented, brilliant, beautiful actress, 20 years younger than me, got the part. And I was just like, oh, my life is over. My career is over. But it was,
but
then I did Fun Home, and I was like, turns out it's not over. So that was good.
For the two of you at home that don't know, Beth was played the was older. There were three Al.
Old Al.
Old Al. Old. It's like Old Yeller. You played the
Allison. I'll just call her Allison. Allison.
You played Allison.
That's what I look like if I had short hair. Ooh, I can see you better now.
In Fun Home, and you were nominated for a Tony, rightly so. And I just, that show was amazing. You were amazing. Well, the whole show was amazing, and I loved you in that.
Thank you.
And that really kind of like people knew, like I knew from before, but like the whole New York, that it started, that really kind of like popped you right up.
Put me into like definitely a different bunch of rooms for sure. Yeah. That was amazing. Yeah. But it also did this other thing because Allison was so specific and so there was so much about Allison that people ascribed to me personally that it was hard to show people what else I can do until Molly Brown, which I just, was talking about. But, Allison was an amazing character to play, an amazing role to play, but it also, there was a price to pay for it as well. There was definitely like a casting stigma almost.
Yeah. You couldn't do something.
Like why can't I be a leading lady still? But and then so now get up to like another, like, thank God I got to see it like a couple of weeks before. I know you were one of the early ones. Thank God you came early.
I know. They've been who was I just blanked on your director. Kathleen Marshall.
Yeah.
They had been toying with changing, updating, making the unsinkable Molly Brown that got Tammy Grimes a Tony back before. Well, actually, I was born then. I remember that. But you did Unsinkable Molly Brown off and on for a couple of years. I think it was Denver first place.
Yeah, like 7 years, honestly. It was between the off-Broadway and the Broadway Fun Home. Like somewhere in that window, I auditioned for Molly Brown at the Denver Center, and then I got to go to the Denver Center where I'm from and do the part.
And where she's from, and
that was so good, so fun.
And you went on the Muni, and then they just did it off Broadway at, was it the Barrow?
It was at the Abrams Art Center, but it was through Transport Group.
Got it. That's what it is. I just know it was down on the Lower East Side. It was down. I love the show. You were amazing, and I asked you to possibly do a number from that. And
yes, do you want to start with that one or the Fun Home one?
You found Fun Home?
I did.
I would love for you to do both.
Let me see which one pops up on my computer first. I think it's gonna be Ring of Keys. We'll see about this. Ready?
Well, I'm going to leave. Tony's going to pop me out.
Okay.
Beth Malone, Ring of Keys from Fun Home, and I Ain't Down Yet from the Unsinkable Molly Brown.
Yes. Someone just came through the door like no one I ever saw before. I don't know where you came from. I wish I did. I feel so dumb. Your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your dungarees and your lace-up boots and your keys, your ring of keys. I thought it was supposed to be wrong, but you seem okay with being strong. I want your soul. It's probably conceited to say, but I think we're alike in a certain way. Your swagger and your bearing and the the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your dungarees and your lace-up boots and your keys, oh, your ring of keys. Do you feel my heart saying hi? In this whole luncheonette, why am I the only one who sees you're beautiful? No, I mean handsome. Your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your dungarees and your lace-up boots and your keys, oh, your ring of keys. I know you. I know you. I know you. Let me see how I can get this this next tune up for you.
Thank you. I love that. I love you didn't actually do the song in the show, so I've never really heard you do it. So thank you for that. And God, how you doing with
tricky because this next one starts as a patter and then the music comes in halfway through the patter, and it's hard to do with like someone who sends you a file. But we'll see how it goes.
All right, wing it, baby.
All right. I ain't down yet. Sure, I'm tuckered and I might give out, but I won't give in. How could anybody say that I'm down? Look, I'm thinking. I'm thinking very hard how to break through. Maybe here, maybe there, maybe no place. But there'll come a time where nothing nor nobody wants me down like I wants me up. Up where the people are, up where the talking is, up where the joke's going on. Now look here, I am important to me. Ain't no bottom to no pile. I mean much more to me than I mean to anybody I ever knew. Certainly more than I mean to any sour yazzy hampers like you guys. Go ahead, break my arm. Me say, uncle, ha! Doesn't make a bit of difference. You keep saying I'm down till I say so too. Jared try stepping on piss him. There's one now. Jump him, stomp him. Thinking you got him, thinking he is quitting. He don't think so. There he goes. And you can be positive sure I'm as good as any pissant that ever lived. Oh, I hate that word down. But I love that word up, because up means hope, and that's just what I got. Hope. For someplace better, someplace, I don't know, cleaner, shinier. Hell, if I gotta eat catfish heads all my life, can I have them off a plate? Just once. And a red silk dress, when there's girl enough for me to wear one. And then someday, with all my might and all my might, I'm gonna learn to read and write. I'm gonna see what there is to see. So if you go from nowhere on the road to somewhere and you meet anyone, you'll know it's me. I'm gonna move from place to place to find a house with a golden stair. And if that house is red and has a big brass bed, I'm living there. Joey Chansey is playing the... Look at him. He was our MD. Hi, Joey Chansey. He's probably not watching. To show that you know, you gotta show you know. So I'm gonna learn to read and write. I'm gonna see what there is to see. So if you go from nowhere on the road to somewhere and you meet anyone, you'll know it's me. I'm gonna move from place to place to find a And if that house is red and has a big brass bed, I'm living there. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
I love that. I love that song. I love you doing that song.
I love singing it.
I neglected to mention that you have been nominated for a Drama Desk.
Yeah.
And Lucille Lortel Award, both for Best Actress in a Musical.
Yes.
And I think, wasn't there, it's award season, so, and they're all virtual.
No, I already lost the Lortel.
Well, we didn't need to bring that up, but okay. But you know what? You were nominated. It's an honor just to be nominated.
I'm a Tony loser and a Lortel loser.
I will just
That's
add
what
those up.
nominated means.
But is there one more besides Drama Desk? I should have done better research.
Mm-hmm. There is. I think it's like Outer Critics or
yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of awards in award season. I
know, and you're
Outer Critics, Liz Armstrong.
Thank you, Liz. Outer Critics. I don't know how that all pops up. I just see that and I go, ooh, somebody's telling us. All right. Well, I want you and Rochelle to hunker down. I've watched you on the slopes. You got some snow out there when you were,
Yeah, we did. We had to walk up to get it.
Yeah. Well.
Can I show you my friends? We've
been
quarantining together, so I don't have to be alone. That's Karen and Shelly over there. And can I say happy birthday to Liz Armstrong? Happy birthday, Liz. Happy birthday, Liz. Happy birthday. Yeah. I know she's watching because she just told me Outer Critics Circle.
Yes. Thank you for letting me know that. Thank you so much for doing this.
This was awesome.
This was great. I'm a big fan, and I love when buddies do well.
Yeah.
Thank you and enjoy. We'll be in touch, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye.
Bye.
Beth Malone. I would like to take a little hit of my margarita because it is Cinco de Mayo. Tequila or Shaka Khan. I've missed Shaka Khan. It's been a long time since a Shaka Khan. That's from Michael Barbieri and the rest of our crew, and Austin and JD and everybody at Brandy's, our home away from home when we actually can go back again. I would like to do a song in honor of Cinco de Mayo to wrap up our evening. But before I do that, I want to let you know that next week's guests, next Tuesday at 7:15 here on Piano Bar Live, the incomparable Miss Karen Mason, who was my very first guest at our very first show. Oh, you just popped it. Thank you, Tony. It was down there. Leslie Anderson, Joe Regan at the piano, my friend Brian Peters, also in Puerto Vallarta, otherwise known as Mama Tits. We'll talk about that next Tuesday. Tune in for Mama Tits Tuesday. John Cooper, we Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, together, and it's just going to be a great show. So please tune in, tell your friends, tune in every Tuesday at 7:15, and I guess we're now going to be like on YouTube, and this is all very exciting. And again, like Tony said, thanks to all of you for watching and writing in and supporting us for so many months, and even now still being able to support it. It brings a little of us feeling like normal for a little bit, even if I'm not wearing pants. However, this next song was given to me by my friend Steve Hayes, who performed it in the movie Trick. That number was filmed at 88's. We miss 88's. God love 88's. And when I knew I was opening a show in Puerto Vallarta, this was the perfect song. Told my friend the writer how happy I would be if he'd write an opening number especially for me. When he had it finished, it came as quite a shock. He handed me a song titled, How Do You Like My... I said, you can't do that in public. I said, even I wouldn't dare. Well, So he made a few small changes. Now I can sing it anywhere. Como te gusta mi pinga en tus pantalones. Como te gusta mi pinga y mis cojones. It's the same old thing in the same old hole, but when you say it in Espanol, it sounds divine. Como te gusta mi pinga, es muy caliente. Como te gusta mi pinga, es grande plenty. You don't go around shouting you're well hung, but when you do it in another tongue, it's just fine. When the hour is late and I don't have a date, and I feel that I can't go on, I lift up my head and I stick out my chin and I talk like Montalban. Como te gusta mi pinga? It sounds so neato, like a warm quesadilla or a beef burrito. It's the same old cheese and the same old meat, but when it has a Latin beat, it's okay. Como te gusta mi pinga? Ole! Me! Pinga! Happy Cinco de Mayo. Como te gusta mi pinga? I love all you guys. Thank you for staying with us. We will see you next Tuesday night at 7:15. Thank you. Thank you very much. Stay safe. We love you very much. Shaka Khan!